So our lecture for today is lesson 9, social media graphics. And then when you will encounter something or post on social media, ano ba yung parati nyong nakikita or na-observe sa isang social media post? Or kung may image sila? Ano ba yung na-observe ninyo? Ano ba yung social media graphics na tinatawag? Ano ba yung pinagkaiba niya sa ibang klase ng mga image or graphics? Ha? Gumagalaw sa social media? Ano pa? Informative? So more on advertising, di ba? Halos. So yun yung mga parati natin nakikita. Okay. And then number 1 na meron talaga sa isang social media post are images. So hindi matatawag siya na social media post kung walang images. Tama? Bakit? So images are the number 1 most important factor in optimal social media content. Bakit? Ano ba yung factor or impact pag merong pag merong image ang isang post? It gives you a bigger picture of what the post is all about. Mas clear? Yes. Ano pa? Ano ba mas maganda? Walang image o meron? And then, anong pinagkaiba pag image lang at saka text? Pag text lang, hindi masyadong pinapansin. Pag image, nare-relay agad? Dire ka ba? So, mas madaling i-process yung short one yan, explanation. Mas madaling i-process ng brain natin yung image kaysa sa pagbabasa, di ba? Basahin mo pa para malaman mo kung anong content ng isang post. But if there are images in that post, so alam mo na kung ano kaagad yung ibig sabihin ng post na yun. Okay, so according to one ongoing research survey by Software Advice and Adobe, so 80% plus of the survey respondents pointed to images being very important for their marketing optimization on social media. So ibig sabihin, 80% plus ng respondents nila mas na-appreciate or nagre-response na very important or important talaga yung factor na may image yung isang social media post or content. So people are wired to take in visual content faster and more effectively than words. So as you can see in the illustration, 90% of information sent to our brains is what? So visual, yes. So the brain processes visual 60,000 times faster than it does in text. So kaya merong images or important factor yung images sa posting or social media post. Lalong-lalo na pag nag-advertise ka ng work mo, services mo. So kasi mas madaling i-process ng brain yung image kasi sa basahin mo pa. So it takes you minutes. Unlike sa visual images, seconds lang, alam mo na, inintindihan mo na kung ano yung post. Di ba? So visuals are vital to online success. So 94%. So ano ba yun? Content with relevant images gets 94% more views than content without. So yung may mga images na content, na relevant content sa kanilang post is 94% yung views kaysa sa text only. So marami siyang audience kaysa sa text. Also 94% equates to almost double the views and the boosts it noticed across all topics and categories. So mas malaki talaga yung percentage pag may image yung isang visual or yung isang social media graphics or post. And then sa Twitter naman, tweets with images on buffer receive 150% more tweets. So mas marami siyang interaction Unlike doon sa walang image. So kagaya din yan pag nagpo-post kayo, di ba? Pag text lang, walang may nagre-respond, di ba? Walang interaction. Unlike sa may image, so maraming nakakapansin or maraming interaction kayong nakukuha. Kaya vital yung image sa inyong posting, lalong-lalo na sa 7-day campaign. Okay. So tips, these are tips to make visual content that people will love. So ito yung mga tanda natin or dapat nating gawin para mas marami yung interaction sa ating mga post, social media post. Number 1, design with grid. What is grid? Ano ba yung grid? May ganyan-ganyan. So yung grid is parang collage, di ba? Ng image. So you can put a collage with many image in a grid. So meron yan si Canva, di ba? Nakita na doon sa mga frames, merong grids. So you can put grids or place them in a frame around a photo so that marami kayong basihan. It will give order and professionalism to your images. Kasi pag walang grid or kahit saan nyo lang ilagay yung image sa inyong post, so parang hindi siya organized tingnan, hindi siya professional. And then grid images are easier to overlay text. So yan yung advantage or tip number 1 when creating or designing your social media graphics and posts. So design with grid, pwede nyo yung gamitin. Tip number 2, find a good photo filter and use it consistently. So ano ba yung mga filter natin? May warm, may cold, di ba? So yun yung mga example ng photo filter. And then bakit consistently? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin yan? Bakit dapat nating gamitin yung certain filter para anong ibig sabihin? Yes, of course. Siyempre doon yan mag-a-affect sa branding mo. So para mas makilala ka ng tao. Once na they saw your image or your blog post, si Kwanto kasi ganito, ganyan, gumamit siya ng ganito, ganyan, filters. So filter can provide a sense of consistency across the visuals. And it makes your post more recognizable in social media. And it also indicates your own brand, yung branding ninyo, kung ano yung filter na mostly na ginagamit ninyo. So mas nalalaman ng tao kung sino yung gumawa. Number 3, set a color palette, of course, in your branding. So in your branding kit, di ba? You set your own palettes based on your fascination advantages. So importante din yan in your blog posting, kaya meron tayong branding kit. So set a color palette and determine your brand fonts. So meron din tayong brand fonts. Kaya yun yung gagamitin ninyo in your social media tawag ito, templates. So color trigger different feelings. So the study of color psychology for us. So use colors that fit the topic you're talking about. So yan yung importance ng color psychology in our early lectures, di ba? So ano ba yung mga nagre-represent sa color ng trust? Blue, excitement, red, yellow, joy, happiness, di ba? Gray is balance. So and so forth. So ganun ka-importante yung colors sa blog posting so that you can affect or you can influence your audience and your viewers kung ano ba yung post mo. Tip number 4, choose a striking stock photo. Kung walang stock photo, syempre, create kayo ng photo or may Canva create your image. Di ba? Meron yung, ano yung sa Canva? Yung AI tool, di ba? So may AI tool si Canva na kaya niyang gumawa ng images na from your text or words. So if you're searching for an image for Facebook, you should look for lines or cues rather than search for Facebook logo. So yan yung mga importance ng photos in your post. So search for visceral reactions and go with bright and bold colors. So para mas nakaka-engaging or engaging yung post ninyo. Then, meron tayong rule of thumb na tinatawag. So, panibagong rule na naman. So madami ng rules. So in social media, post or graphics, we have the rule of thumb. So number 1 rule is don't add image just to have an image. So carefully select your images na gagamitin na dapat relevant siya doon sa post ninyo. Hindi na maglalagay lang kayo ng image para meron lang. Parang compliance ba? So make effort to search or find some images na merong tawag ito, merong reference doon sa inyong social media post. Number 2, yung sa ilalim, ano yan? Yes, don't use boring or irrelevant image. So, nagfo-focus yung rule of thumb sa images, kung ano yung dapat nating gamitin. Number 3, yes, syempre, avoid overuse stock photos. So, si Canva, marami siyang stock photos. So, most of these stock photos, so medyo overused na. So, you can have your unique photo. So, let Canva create for you. Let the AI, kung wala talaga. Or, you can generate your own. Kumuha ka sa tawag ito, Google. Upload mo sa Canva. Or, mag-create ka. Photoshop to Canva. Or, mag-picture ka. Photography. And then, upload mo sa Canva. So, kaya para merong originality. And then, number 3 is, yes, keep size in mind depending on how you use your visual image. So bakit kailangan nating malaman yung mga size kagaya sa task natin? Para di ba may sizes tayo doon, 1080 by 1080 sa ating template. Bakit? Ma-optimize sa mga device and then ma-optimize yung space. Kasi pag masyadong malaki o hindi na nagpa-follow kung ano yung standard size, makakrop yung image. So hindi makikita yung ibang details doon sa template mo. So yun yung importance ng rule of thumb. So carefully selecting your image na relevant, unique, and then nagpa-follow ng standards para maging effective yung post ninyo. So ito yung isa sa mga tip din. So bakit competitor research? Ano ba yung or sino ba yung mga competitors mo? So yung mga kuwari may business ka sa food industry. So ano yung importance ng competitor research? So yung mga sikat na food chains, di ba? So they are also your competitors. So bakit important na nagre-research tayo sa ating mga competitors? Lalong-lalo na if you are starting or opening a business. Mabalaan mo ang advantage mo sa kanila, kang disadvantage, pwede. Ano pa? Ma-position mo yung product. Saang position, ma'am? Yes, pwede. Ano pa? Yung main reason bakit tayo nagre-research sa ating or sa mga famous personalities, competitors, businesses. Ano ba yung purpose niyan? Ano, sir? Pwede rin, innovations purposes para ma-enhance mo yung mga product or yung services nila. So, yung pinaka-goal talaga natin kaya nag-research tayo so that we can or we will know kung ano yung mga strategies, tactics, and techniques na ginagamit nila. Then also we can apply that in our page, in our businesses. So yan yung ibig sabihin ng competitor research. Ano ba yung strategy na ginagamit nila? Bakit marami yung followers nila? Bakit sumisikat yung brand nila? So ganun para alam natin kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila sa kanilang mga pages, sa mga blog posts nila. Ano yung mga style nila. And then also we can integrate that in our page and then upgrade. Mas pagandahin pa. So yan yung importance ng competitor research. Next is emojis. Bakit? Ano ba yung effect ng emoji sa isang blog post or sa isang post sa social media? triggers reactions, di ba? So, sinusunod nila kung ano yung reaction na nakikita nila doon sa emoji na nilalagay mo doon sa post. So, in your content calendar, you are required to have at least one emoji in your contents. So, gagawin nyo din yan. Next is hashtag research. So, research na naman. Ano ba yung hashtag research? Di ba sinabi ko kahapon? Ano yung importance ng hashtag research? Search engine optimization. Yes, para mas madaling makita or mas madaling ma-search yung mga topics or posts or mga products ninyo and services on your social media platform. So yan yung importance bakit tayo nag-hashtag research. Next is the buyer's persona. So ito yung nakikita natin doon sa content calendar. So merong awareness, consideration, and decision. So yan yung tatlong phase ng buyer's persona or buyer's journey. So first is awareness. So awareness is buyers are unaware of their problems or their solutions. So make them aware kung ano yung problems na na-encounter nila in their business. So para mas malaman nila kung ano yung mga na-experience nilang problems to make it clear for them. So dapat yun yung napo-portray doon or napo-focus doon sa awareness post. Next is consideration. So buyers understand their problems better, but they need more information before choosing a solution. Kaya kung ikaw ay isang buyer or isang client, so yung sa consideration na post, so alam mo na kung anong problem sa yung product or sa mga services mo. So before you decide or you consider the solution, di ba naghahanap ka ng options? So yan yung importance ng consideration na social media post. And then the last is decision. So buyers found a handful of solutions, so marami na siyang nakita, but need validation before making a decision. So dyan na yung validation kung legit ba or tama ba yung services or maganda ba yung services niya. So dyan na mag-decide or dyan na nagpo-focus yung decision na posting ng social media graphics. So yan yung tatlo na included sa inyong social media content calendar. So this is the awareness phase. Meron tayong sample yan. So awareness phase attracts or awareness phase should include helpful information for your readers. So third-party industries news, articles, yung pwede nyong gamitin. So yan yung mga dapat yung ilagay sa inyong awareness phase na blog post or social media post. So ano yung mga uses ng products ninyo? So pwede din educational information and core ingredients. Pwede din conversation with a leader. Video kung may video, pero more on photos tayo, images. Then relevant inspirational quotes. So merong mga graphics design quotes na available sa internet na pwede nyong gamitin. And then memes or GIFs na inyong gagawin in Canva. So pwede tayong gumawa ng GIFs. Simple lang naman gumawa ng GIFs sa Canva para din siyang video, but mas maliit or walang audio. So more on moving text and images lang. So yan yung sa awareness phase. So example niyan is this. So social media content to attract. So freelancer checklist. So are you ready to be a freelancer? So do you have resources? So good for 3 to 6 months to cover your needs. So skill check. What skills or services can you offer? So yan yung post niya about freelance or pagiging freelancer so that he can attract clients. So first is portfolio. Second is, or the important one are the bank. Lalo na pag may clients ka outside Philippines, abroad. Dapat may bank to bank talaga kayo. May mga bank accounts naman kayo, di ba? So gagawa tayo niyan mamaya, yung freelance payment options. Then profile. Do you have freelancer profile? Kaya gumawa tayo ng mga online freelancing profile natin. Gagawa din tayo niyan. And then proposals. Do you have proposal template? Siyempre, meron. Yung 300 words ninyo, pwede yung gawing proposal